Taking the absolute value of a real number is pretty straightforward, but when algebra gets involved, it can be easy to make a mistake. So keep watching. Welcome to Math Bytes. I'm Allison, and today we're simplifying absolute value expressions. Absolute values are always non-negative, but when you get variables involved, that gets a little bit tricky. So we're going to look at that today. Now, just to remind ourselves, the definition of the absolute value of a real number a is a, if a is greater than or equal to 0, or the opposite of a, if a is less than 0. Keeping that in mind, let's simplify this expression. The absolute value of 2x plus 7 plus the absolute value of x minus 3 when x is greater than or equal to negative 2 and less than or equal to 1. All right, so what we have to do is, for each of those expressions within the range of the variable, we have to determine if the expression is positive or negative. So let's look at 2x plus 7 first. When x is equal to negative 2, we get 2 times negative 2 plus 7. Negative 4 plus 7, that's 3. When x is equal to 1, we get 2 times 1 plus 7, that's 2 plus 7, which is 9. So within the range of the variable, 2x plus 7 is greater than 0. Therefore, the absolute value of 2x plus 7 is just 2x plus 7. Okay, let's look at our other expression, x minus 3. When x is negative 2, we get negative 2 minus 3, that's negative 5. When x is 1, we get 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So within the range of our variable, x minus 3 is less than 0. Therefore, the absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to the opposite of x minus 3, or negative x plus 3. Now we can go back and simplify the original expression. So we get 2x plus 7 plus negative x plus 3. 2x minus x leaves us x. 7 plus 3 is 10, so this expression simplified is x plus 10. So use the range of your variable to determine if each expression is positive or negative. If it's positive, the expression stays the same. If it's negative, you have to take the opposite of the expression before you combine them. Okay, it's your turn. Simplify this expression. The absolute value of 3x minus the absolute value of x minus 1, given that x is greater than 0 and less than 1. You give it a try, and I'll be here when you're ready. Okay, let's see how you did. We need to simplify this expression in the given range of the variable. So we'll look at each of our expressions separately and determine whether they are positive or negative. So let's look at 3x first. Now, I know in our range of the variable, x is not going to be equal to 0 or equal to 1. It's just going to be between them. But I'm going to use 0 and 1 as endpoints to see the behavior of each expression within that range. So when x is equal to 0, we would get 3 times 0, which is equal to 0. When x is 1, we would get 3 times 1, which equals 3. So within that range of x greater than 0 and less than 1, 3x is positive. Therefore, the absolute value of 3x is just 3x. Okay, let's look at x minus 1. When x is 0, we would get 0 minus 1, or negative 1. When x is equal to 1, we would get 1 minus 1, or 0. Now, don't forget, x can't actually be equal to 1 according to our range. So within that range, x minus 1 is going to be less than 0. Therefore, the absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to the negative of x minus 1, which is negative x plus 1. Okay, now we can combine these two expressions. So we get 3x minus negative x plus 1. That gives us 3x plus x minus 1. 3x plus x is 4x minus 1. So this expression simplifies to 4x minus 1 for x between 0 and 1. Simplifying absolute value expressions does take a little bit of care. You have to determine first whether your expressions are positive or negative within the range of the variable before you combine them. So it's just an added step along with all the algebra you get to do. That's it for this episode of Math Bytes. If you like our videos, why don't you subscribe to our channel? And if you have a question for us, why don't you send us an email? We're at contactmathbytes@gmail.com, and we will see you next time.